How's it going, comics fans? We're taking a look today at the mini comics of Daniel Warren Johnson. So, got a few examples here. I'm actually missing two of them. I could swear I have a copy of the first one, which is Green Leader, a Star Wars mini comic, but I can't seem to find it right now. So we'll look at uh, these three. Um, Also, stay tuned, for the end of this episode where we'll do our drawing and see who won um, the two sets of Do A Powerbomb. So I have those in and we're ready to give them away. So we'll do that at the end of this video. But yeah, I wanted to take a look at a few of DWJ's mini comics. He does these, periodically. It was kind of like once a year or between projects. Um, his most recent one is this one called Thank You Liger. But, why don't we just take a look at these one by one? Okay. And so the first two were the first one's titled Green Leader. I think the second one was titled Martok, which is like it's like a Klingon, Star Trek, mini comic, and so all of these tend to be somewhere around like 10 pages long. Cherno is referencing Cherno Alpha, one of the mechs from Pacific Rim. Yeah, I mean, these are like very short, contained stories. It's a chance for Dan to play around in kind of various universes that he's a fan of, and it really shows in the art, storytelling. He gets to do things that obviously you generally wouldn't see in these universes. But yeah, got a copy here of Cherno, signed by Dan. Not sure what this is right here, but Cherno Alpha was I guess the Russian team in Pacific Rim. It was a movie, I was pretty hyped up for, just because I'm a big fan of kind of the anime Japanese, mech big robots fighting kaiju, and of course if it did well, we might get a chance to see some really big budget versions come out in film. And it was pretty good, not fantastic, but the action was great and the CG was solid. And so Dan did a mini comic on it, and so it starts with the couple, in bed, and then the alarm goes off. Alert, battle stations, and they get ready. And then, yeah, huge DPS. Walk up to their mech, Cherno Alpha. Very cool design. It looks like, the way it fights. It's just very, very heavy duty power. You see them getting in, getting ready, connected, and they're off. They're off to fight, a kaiju. Uh, I think they mentioned what level of kaiju it is. But yeah, they get dropped off. Boom, dropped in. One of Daniel's monsters. If you're a fan of him, you've seen kind of the style of monster in like Murder Falcon. But it's just an awesome monster design. The scale is fantastic. The shock, right, at the size of the kaiju, and then they're going to battle, and an awesome, DWJ monster mech battle scene ensues. Just a ton of power, teamwork, from Cherno Alpha, fist through the face of the kaiju, and they win, Very quick story. Now they're in bed again. This protagonist, the husband, looks worried. They're fighting. What are they fighting for? And you hear kind of little heartbeats, and they have a baby, and so touching, sad actually. If you have watched the movie, they don't end up making it. And so yeah, I mean, Dan just knows how to really get you emotionally invested, and just end on a note where you feel something. He's really a master of that. The combination of just great action, compelling story, and ton of just emotion, and is unbelievable talent there. So that's the Cherno. Stay tuned for the end. We got some art to show. From this. The second one was Old Man Skywalker. So, I mean, who's not gonna like this? Got a great scene. Vader. Is this Vader? No, it's not. It's someone else. Some Sith Lord maybe. Versus Old Man Skywalker, Luke. What we probably wanted to see in Last Jedi. We got a face off. Luke basically destroys the entire Imperial starship. They're battling outside in space as it's crashing into this planet. I might give something away here. Yeah, I guess it's. Oh yeah, here we go. Crashing down. They fall off. Luke uses the Force, floating here, to control the ship and leading it into the sky, into whatever planet or asteroid. What a great DPS. This is like insanity right here. Here, let me zoom in a little. Look at this. The movement, the scale is phenomenal. And yeah, boom, crater on the planet, worn, face of Luke, crushed enemy, and DWJ 2019. So, short story. Yeah, I mean, but entertaining as hell, and I know, this story sold for a good amount of money. I know who got it. And some big collectors weren't too happy that they lost out on it. But hey, you snooze, you lose. You snooze, you lose. Felix, very fair. Okay. Thank you, Liger, his most recent one. And so you guys know, uh, I did a video on Do A Powerbomb. Dan's a big fan of wrestling, Jushin Thunder Liger. Um, and you know what? Like all these mini comics, you look at the Cherno, they all are practice, work, experimentation leading into kind of the books that he does. And so that's why these are important and that's why these are great. He can take risks, he can try different things out and then incorporate them into his future work. But yeah, you got, you know, wrestling, great action. This is Jushin Thunder Liger up against the Great Muta, my favorite wrestler growing up. He wrestled in WCW. Was a bad guy, television champion at one point. I don't know if he won other championships, but uh, awesome wrestler. You know, technically extremely proficient, high flying. He just did it all. Extremely athletic, and the bad thing here is he's getting destroyed by Shin Thunder Liger. And, you know, what can you do? What can you do? Otherwise I would have been all over this art. But, um, yeah, I mean, if you look here, some of the power bomb stuff, he's working on it here. This kind of splash, uh, you know, moonsault, clotheslines, he's working on everything here. And then he perfected it, for Do A Powerbomb. And so this is a tribute to him. Um, Fantastic, just a simple wrestling match with great moves. Dan, if you ever see this, I don't know why you had to choose the Great Muta, but you know, ends with Dan drawing or watching a video. Um, him being a huge fan. Thank you for the inspiration, Liger. Happy retirement. Okay, so this was uh, you know, when Jushin Liger, announced his retirement, I guess he decided to make a tribute to him. You got Dan, his studio guitar, space mullet over here. Um, yeah, I mean, fantastic, and so Dan just does this. Here's some bonuses. Forgot about these. Some bonus illustrations from his buddies. Yeah, I mean, he just does these. He does these for the love. For the love, and, I think they help him with, preparation, and experimentation for his future books. But, whenever you kind of get a chance, if you ever see him at a con or whatever, try to pick these up. I know some of these end up going for like, ridiculous money on eBay. But he doesn't sell them, he gives them out. And I know Felix does some giveaways. I think sometimes when he does his unboxing, sometimes these might fall in there. I mean, Daniel might be out of many of these now, until his newest, latest one comes out, whenever he decides to work on that. But I guess it's whenever he feels inspired, and that's why these are kind of beautiful. Quick 10 pagers that just are loaded with action, emotion. Yeah, I mean, that's why he's just a great creator. So yeah, uh, let's take a look at some original art after this. All right, guys, so here we go. I got the whole Cherno story, the original art for it, um, right here. I kept it in the Itoya. Um, I think this was probably like my second original art by ever. And I was a fan of Dan, and found Felix's site. This was sitting there with kind of an offers designation. There was no price, just said make an offer. And I kind of like mentally just priced it out. Roughly just like 300 a page, and offered something like that. And they took it, and I had a complete issue, and of one of the great artists, creators, writers, auteurs in comics. At the time, I think Extremity was out, or had just completed, and there was art on the site, but a lot of it was gone, and a lot of good pages were gone, and and Space Mullet was around, but it was to get a chance at this. I enjoy Pacific Rim. I kind of had to just take it, and I was new to the hobby, but it felt like a great opportunity. I've been introduced to as many comics because Felix on his YouTube had an extremely well-produced video on Green Leader, and I'll link to that in the description, produced by Yams. And I was like, damn, it was a great story. And here's another one, and so yeah, same thing. This is 11 by 17 standard artboard. We start out with the thump, 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 thump heartbeat, right? Here we go. It was a category 4 kaiju. So, boom, DPS, amazing detail. One thing that you'll notice that's a little bit different is this digital screen tone he used, right? So these grays, weren't on the art. He didn't use actual physical screen tones for this, but yeah, I mean, to me, it looks fantastic still. The great image, Cherno Alpha. Getting ready. All hand lettered word balloons, and even Murder Falcon. I think the first 2 issues or so, he hand lettered everything, and then it just got too much. Ended up being too much of a load for him. But sound effects, which he still does. Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy to have this. I got this, early, before he was on fire like he is now. And he's fantastic then. He's fantastic now. Fantastic then. Amazing kaiju right here. Just veins bulging. And you end up kind of seeing the style in Murder Falcon, and just fantastic action. Amazing battle. The kaiju isn't down yet. Keeps coming. Charging spring-loaded fusion punch. It's melting the outer hull, some sort of acid. All right. Boom. They did it. And back to the heartbeat. Looking at each other. Oh, so like touching but sad. It's just, if you know the movie, it's just sad, because they end up going down. So this is like in between, at some point in the movie, or a prequel to the movie. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, DWJ, just an amazing creator, does this for fun, does this to work on his experiment, pursue things he's passionate about, and it shows in his work. With Do A Powerbomb, just extraordinary comic. It's just the best of what comics can be. And so yeah, hold on a second. Let's do our giveaway. And so I'm gonna switch to kind of a screen share, and we'll do kind of a wheel spin and see who won. Okay, so we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're gonna do a spin, 2 spins to see who wins. There are not too many commenters, so you got a pretty good chance of winning here. Okay, but thanks for watching, thanks for commenting. Let's see. First winner. QU fan 4276. Congrats. Email me comicartchannel@gmail.com. Let me know. Give me your address. I'll send over that set of books. Okay. Remove you. Good chance, guys. Alpha KC2. Congrats. You got the second set. Once again, email me comicartchannel@gmail.com. Let me know your address and I'll have these out to you guys. Yeah, I'll post up the email just so you can see. But congrats you two. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we can do some more of these types of giveaways in the future, but really appreciate you guys. Take it easy. Be safe. Bye.